Good evening. Good evening. We had all kind of
Yeah.
technical
Oh,
stuff.
no, we had some technical difficulties. Okay, sorry that we are late. Sorry.
Plus, it's tax day eve, so I'm kind of working a little weird here. So, how is everybody day going? Okay, let's see here. Let's get going here. So, we're gonna go over some of the hot topics that we didn't missed out on, and let's see what everybody else was talking about. Let me get this stuff back on the stage here. I didn't understand the whole.
Everybody, happy Monday. Happy Monday.
Yes,
I
girl.
need to
Monday,
start doing,
Monday.
I need to start going on TikTok while we doing this too.
Oh, I never go live on TikTok.
No.
No. Okay, so we got a little bit of a delay, so we can try to work that out.
Right. I'm sorry.
It's
Right, honey. These technical difficulties. Let's get to it. Let's get on to the
okay.
show. I'm hoping everybody had a great weekend. My weekend was pretty, usual, nothing too spectacular. Yes, we got Miss Angela in and did her follow-up for her brows. Look how wonderful they look. They look really good. My goodness, yeah. I love it. What you think? Look at me. What you
Girl, they look really nice. I really like them,
think?
girl. I said, oh, look, my
Good,
eyes on
good.
fleek.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah, they
yes. So
on
make sure
fleek.
you come and see me if you can, okay? Get those
Yes.
brows. Let's just get into the show. What's been going on this week? Well, what do we want to start off with? Let's start off with Tony Braxton and
Okay.
Bird.
Tony Braxton and Birdman. Here we go.
Yes. Now listen, I know I watched the Braxtons, and I was surprised to know that they date in general. And listen, I just don't see them having anything in common. It's just really strange to me. That's a strange relationship. And then remember there was a whole rumor that they had gotten married.
Yes,
So I'm not. Hmm,
yes, that's what I thought. It was a rumor before about them being married. So that evidently
yeah.
was true.
Well, that's what I mean. I don't know if the time frame actually adds up, but I'm thinking we all pretty much figured that they had anyway, because Tony is an attention seeker, whether she tries to play coy or not. I just kind of felt like that from watching her on the Braxtons. It was like
Mm.
you kind of play like you don't really want attention, but you do little stuff like, to get the spotlight. And I think this is one of those things. I mean, listen, I think they filed for divorce. Tried to file for divorce 2 weeks later.
I think it
God
was
only
2 days, girl. It was 2 days later.
today.
Yes.
It's
It
later. God
says
only.
after a lot of speculations from fans, it turns out that Tony Braxton and Birdman are in fact husband and wife. And the TMZ was able to obtain legal court documents that state the couple tied the knot on August the 8th of 2024. The the crazy part is they reportedly tried to divorce. Well, yep, you're right, 2 weeks later. According to the court documents, Tony reportedly filed for divorce just 2 weeks after she and Birdman got married. She claimed their date of separation was August the 10th. That's the 2 days, which was only 2 days after the ceremony. Their relationship was allegedly irretrievably broken. Despite them only being officially married less than a month at the time. Well, I guess they decided to work things out because Tony reportedly dismissed the divorce petition in January of 2025, with Birdman also signing the documents. So as of
Look
right now,
at.
as of now, the couple is still husband and wife.
Well, good for them. You see all I have to was
Girl.
yeah, it's an
I
odd
remember
couple.
when they first started dating, I thought, ooh, Tony.
Hmm.
But I think, Birdman got money and she was kind of broke.
I mean, yeah. I just don't think they had nothing in common. Like, yeah, okay.
Okay. So then we'll go from there. And let me tell you who else got booed up with somebody. And I know people don't care, but I'm going to bring it out anyways.
Hmm. Well, I sure don't care. You right about that.
Okay, Krishan Rock is showing off her new boo. The NCAA player was a Titan Newton. In the one video, I thought he looked like a girl. I said, he's a
Well,
very pretty man.
mm-hmm.
I said, well, yeah.
Yeah, good
That's
for her. Hopefully she say, like I don't know. I know she's in church. I think I'm not where was she at? They had her like on the stage. It was almost like she was being
yes.
interviewed to be
She
at
was
the
with
church.
Yeah, she's been on. Look, I know once she was on with Jamal Bryant. Then I think whatever the pastor of the church she goes to, down there in
Mm-hmm.
Maryland, I believe. Yes, but she's up there singing Yahweh or rapping Yahweh. But Lord, this tongue kissing and everything's probably about getting on my nerves. But
Yeah.
so they, but Blueface Mama Carlissa is ecstatic. She is happy for the couple. The good
Okay.
riddance. She's like good.
Yeah. I mean,
Yes,
better than that blue face. Like I say, maybe she'll calm down or something, and actually get some business taken care of.
yeah.
That's what I hope for her.
So from that relationship, let's see here. Let's get on with this here. Did you hear about, or did you even care about, Soldier Boy found liable for assault and S battery in a lawsuit where his ex-girlfriend assistant accuses him of abuse for multiple years in order to pay $4 million in damages. What do you think about that? You better use some of that Trump money.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a comment. Like I don't know. What do y'all
uh,
think? Like, what's to it? I don't know. What do y'all think? I mean, pay the money, I guess.
I guess, honey. So I'm not about to read all that because I didn't care that much, but I just read the little article,
Mhm,
the title of the article. That's enough on
mhm.
Mr. Soldier Boy, Superman on that.
Right, Superman on
Oh,
that. Okay.
yes. So then they had made one thing I didn't know too much about, and about the Carrie Hilson Beyonce type deal. I never knew about it when it was going on about the beef. Did you ever know about that?
Mhm.
Oh, you
I
did.
know
Could
I
you?
had heard about it. And when she was just on the Breakfast Club, and she stated that basically she was forced into rapping the lyrics, like she didn't write them. Somebody wrote them for her, and then she had to take the brunt of like basically dissing Beyonce. Like I said, I remember hearing about that, but even when this story came out, I actually had to go to YouTube and go back to the song because I kind of feel like, and Funky Dineva made a good point. I feel like I don't know that anybody was paying attention to what was actually being said in that song. The song was a good summer song, like a club song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I remember certain bars, but like I said, I went back and listened to it all, and I'm like, oh, okay. But I mean, oh, girl came back. What's her name? Esther
Esther
somebody.
Dean.
Oh, Dean. So she
Mm-hmm.
did, basically back her up, but she is still using the term co-wrote, which that's the way. Like, I don't think this absolves Carrie Hilson at all. I think those lyrics were wrote, and I think they were wrote for you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like. I don't know why people think they can always try to tell us something just because, like we dumb or something, like we haven't been around long enough. I feel like we know that people write songs for people, but we also know, like, when y'all all in the studio together, somebody is writing for you. You know what I mean? Like, so they
Yeah.
speaking to you. You know what I mean? Like, even if you're not the one writing the words, you know what I'm saying? Um, so yeah, it doesn't absolve Carrie for me. I think I feel like Carrie just has a problem, maybe accepting that she's not the girl that's going to be able to have the type of career she um hopes for. I don't know. Like, and
Or
maybe I don't
hopes
know.
for.
Yeah, well, I hate to sound like a dream killer. Like, I'm not trying to step all over her dreams, but I also think that like, there's spaces for certain people, and I don't know if this is yours.
You know what? I think one thing, when they're talking about how, because people used to say Beyonce killed her career or Beyonce killed A. Marie's career too. I think one thing about Beyonce versus those other girls, she had the drive, she was the person who was always trying, to push herself further and further. Whereas I'm not saying Carrie Hilson didn't do that. Maybe she was blackballed. I don't know. But
I think she did have a little bit of blackball going, but I feel like what she's learning is that pretty isn't enough.
true.
Being able to sing isn't enough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
but she didn't. I don't think she had that drive that Beyonce has. Period.
that's my point. That's
Yeah.
what I mean. Being pretty
Mm-hmm.
and just knowing how to sing, like, that's
Yeah.
not good enough. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you do it well, but that's not enough to be I guess whatever it is you want to be. I don't know. I'm not sure what that is.
Because
Because
I
I don't
know.
know why like, if you wasn't gonna say anything about this song way back when, I don't know why you saying it now. That's what I mean. Like, it doesn't absolve you, in my opinion, unless it is just to use the name and to get yourself back out there in hopes of turning it around. Well, because the climate has changed, right? So it seems a little bit like sneaky and sinister, like that you would put her name in, like in the middle of something like that, just
Mm-hmm.
because, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like, you trying to use the whole climate of the world against us, in a sense, like, who's gonna go against it because it's supposed to be girl power, so everybody, gonna come out and apologize. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, and y'all knew what y'all was doing when you was doing it. You know what you're doing now. Like, use her name to get, and lo and behold, of course, you got a single that's being released. Like, I don't
Yes.
want to hear, but, and I am a
You don't want to hear.
beehiver, so maybe I can. I didn't like Carrie Hilson from the beginning. It really had nothing to do with that verse.
Oh, I didn't even notice the verse at all. I said maybe I'm too old to had recognized that she was talking about Beyonce or whatever. This song has to be about 10 years or more old, isn't it?
It's a while long. I don't even remember, to be quiet. But I remember it being summertime. Like, I
You
can't even
turning me
remember,
on?
like, the age I was young though.
Well,
I mean, maybe 30 or something, like somewhere in there. I don't know. Yeah, it's old. It's an old song.
so at least 10 years. And then I would say
Mhm.
also with that, good luck to you, girl, with your new song and everything. Hope
Yeah.
you be turning them on, girl. Turn them on. And that's all I got for her. Good luck,
Let's see,
Carrie.
honey. Good luck, honey. Good luck.
Good
What
luck.
y'all think? What y'all think about Carrie Hilson and this Esther Dean?
Esther Dean, honey. She said she turning them on, honey. So then, girl, my mama, she was bothering me yesterday, worried about these damn tariffs. So
Mm-hmm.
when I looked up in here, I said, well, mama, She said, you think they're going to be having the weaves and stuff for the people? So then I seen a news article. Let me go find it. Hold on. So here's something down where, shoot. I know I saw it. Hold on, girl. I'm just flipping this thing up and down. But it was an article about the people were talking about what's going to happen with the wig shops, and these tariffs. And I thought, oh my goodness. And okay, here we go.
I feel like it's going to be a lot. A lot. Yeah, wigs and hair is just one portion of it, but a lot of supplies and different things like that.
Yeah, here we go.
Wigs and hair extensions. China's the largest exporter of all that stuff. Channel 2's Tom Regan continues our Team 2 coverage now in DeKalb County with why some wigs could cost 50% more.
Here at My Beauty Unlimited, they sell hundreds of different wigs and hair extensions. Most all of it comes from China. And with those steep tariffs in place, changing your look with a wig could cost you more.
I really like the curly wigs because summer is coming.
The last few weeks have been a little hair-raising for Maureen Yancey, owner of My Beauty Unlimited.
If these tariffs are being implemented, it's affecting supply chain. Negatively, adversely affecting supply chain, and it's affecting how customers buy.
She stocks hundreds of synthetic and real hair wigs and extensions. She told me she can't accurately predict how much the 3-digit tariff on Chinese-made products will affect her prices, but she estimates lower-priced synthetic wigs will rise around 25 to 30%. Higher-end wigs may cost even more. A $400 wig, for example, may jump to $500, but again, that's just a guess.
It's a recession-proof industry, so people are going to buy beauty products, hair, wigs, chemical products. So yeah, they're going to have to pay, unfortunately.
She told me she doesn't want to pass price hikes on to her customers, but not doing so could put her out of business.
Things are going to go up, supplies are going to go up. It's all not great. And then small businesses, you have to think about, we're trying to keep small businesses here. What can we do? Everything is going up.
It's going to be tough. I mean, I'm going to have to, see, what the effect is and then, explore my options.
Maureen says the options she's exploring includes buying wigs and hair extensions from other manufacturers in lesser tax countries like India, Cambodia, and Vietnam. In DeKalb County, Tucker, Tom Regan, Channel 2 Action News.
Okay. What you think about the weave supplies?
I don't know. Like, yeah. I mean, that's what's just gonna happen. Everything that we get is gonna go up. I mean, that's what it is. And I guess I have my hair locked now, so I don't think it'll become an issue for me. Thank goodness. But I feel like that's just what people, well, at least what we will do, we'll figure out ways around that in a sense. Or are you going to spend the money for it? Like that's what it is. It's the name of the game. You're going to pay or not. Like that's that. There is not anything else to do about it.
Yeah.
Pay for it or find you a different way to maneuver, but we'll see, huh?
Girl, I said, well, I'd be doggone. And then I also saw that Target, people been on it. Target has lost over $12.4 billion and continues to lose because of the DEI deal they did. I haven't really been to Target. I'm not really a Target shopper, but I made it intentional not to go.
I have been, but I haven't been lately. And funny thing is, I remember actually I just even started shopping at Target. Target had been around for years, and I could count on my one hand the amount of times I have went inside of a Target. So it's really not even that hard for me, and that's what I thought about Target. Like they should have remembered the days where they had been a ghost town, and I don't know how they were staying open, but it seems like that's what they had now again.
I'm like, oh my goodness. I mean, one thing when I did start going to Target, I had noticed, they had like a lot of the section with a lot of the black hair stuff, and that's what I was going, because like sometimes the beauty supply store I went to, the what is it called, the honeydew or whatever it's called, honeydew mix or whatever that I like to get. I don't never find that mist at the beauty supply, but I would always find it at Target. I said, well, since I can't hardly find it at Target, but I see it at Sally's now, so I don't even worry about it. So that's really the only reason why I went to Target. I said, anything else, if I need to get it, I just order it online. But anyways, I said they see that people was meaning business, they were offended. I know my little cousin said she went and got her a platinum or premium, or I can't remember what it is, but it's some high little thing at Costco's. I said, girl, I'm scared of you. I said, what that's supposed to do? She said, well, I guess, it's like cash back or something for, according to how you spend or whatever. So I go, oh, okay, well, that's nice.
Costco membership myself.
I don't do well at those places because most of that stuff I'll probably end up just, even though I would end up throwing it away. I remember one time I went to Sam Club, had the membership, bought all that food, girl. It went to waste because I didn't cook it. I didn't cook it. And I said, I don't need to buy it. Yeah. And I got a big old deep freezer. I don't buy it. Buy it in bulk for me doesn't really work that well. And I don't know.
Well, for me, it's only some stuff, but definitely like the meats and stuff. That's what, like I was talking to my boys, like, because as they older, they go to the stores and, get their stuff. So I was telling them different, like what's reasonable to go get from Costco versus what might not be, like some of the side items and stuff that we would like to eat with the food. Probably really better off getting from the, the regular grocery store. Like we don't need a 5-pound bag of rice. You know what I mean? Or like some, And
then we got, I'm going to go here. We'll talk about Miss Wendy here. And I don't know what's going on with her judge. So let me add that to the stage. So the judge says to Wendy, your career is over. And I guess she goes on, let me go to the next one, where they have her lawyer talking with the guys from TMZ.
At the end of the hearing, this judge first basically said Wendy's family was terrible, and then looks at Wendy and says, you had a great career. Your career is over. It is never coming back. You're done. Why would a judge say that?
And what is the relevance to what they're actually there for? It just seemed mean-spirited.
Totally.
The way it was relayed to us, because
and by the way,
wasn't really necessary for the conversation that was going on.
And by the way, the judge doesn't know what she's talking about. Wendy Williams is a hot commodity right now. I can tell you from our Tubi documentary, it attracted a lot of attention. She's done interviews with major outlets. People are interested in her. So the idea that the judge would even say it, she's just wrong. But the fact that she'd say it is unbelievable.
That's sickening, honestly, just listening to you guys and hearing what you just said. From the issuance of a gag order, which we'll get to in a second, which is illegal, okay, to the statements, if true, that were made by this judge, in a court proceeding that has nothing to do with Wendy's career. Moreover, that were made in front of Wendy Williams. If true, that is outrageous, because this judge, one, she's not in the entertainment industry, so I don't know where she would get off opining about that and why that's even relevant to her role as a judge, who's basically the judge of the law, and in this case, judge of the facts. And why she's not a neurologist either. I mean, clearly, and someone who should be opining on whether Wendy Williams has the capability to get better and become but I will tell you, I've spent time with Wendy this week, and I've spoken to Wendy, Harvey, as you have. I'd say hundreds of hours over the last several months. And I will tell you, she's as Wendy Williams as she was 10 years ago. She's as Wendy Williams as she was when she had one of the best shows in television.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it there.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like the judge and the guardian lady are working in cahoots. Because first they had said that she could come as she please. And then she went and got her own psych evaluation done, or neurological, whatever evaluation. And so she was supposed to be getting her own condo or whatever. We come to find out she's still in the what do you call that? The assisted living, basically. Where then I think Wendy Williams wanted to go out to dinner with her niece and her attorney, and the guardian told her no. So I'm just wondering, like, what is it?
Yeah, I don't know. This is just, I mean, it's really sad. And, you know, I feel like even with TMZ and everything, like, I feel like it's two things going on. You have a lot of people with opinions, but you're not like a professional about like what it is you have your opinion about. I do think that Wendy got herself in, like, she's in a bad spot with this guardianship and all, or conservatorship, whatever it is, deal. And it's not like, I don't like, maybe she had been duped in somehow, but she really just has herself to blame in a sense about it, because she had been in a position where she needed some type of help. You know what I mean? Somebody was taking advantage of her money, and I don't know. Like, on one end, was it okay for the bank to go and do this? I don't I don't know. It's a sad situation. But I do, I hope that, I don't know, I hope it turns around for her. I don't know why the judge would make a statement like that. I don't know what that has to do with anything. But
Yeah.
maybe it was because Wendy might have been in a point of saying her own, grandiose whatever in the courtroom. They, didn't leave that, put that in. So maybe that judge was saying something in response to something that was being said to her for whatever reason. But it's just sad. It's just sad.
Yeah. It is a sad situation, because I even look at how the situation that my dad is in. And I would say he's way worse off than Wendy Williams is. He has no one over him. No one. He can come, while he's in the rehab facility for his getting his amputation done, but he can come and leave as he please. So for her to be in a place, and she's not a criminal, she's not on house arrest, and for her to not be able to come and leave as she please with her family is, to me, a little ridiculous. Especially if they're saying she has dementia or Alzheimer's. Usually things that are familiar works out better for these type of people. So if she has family members coming to visit her and want to take her on an outing, I don't see what the issue is with that. Because it's not like they can take any of her money, because they got that on lockdown. So I don't know. So I just feel like they're trying to hide something, and they don't.
That seemed that way.
Plus, there's still a pending lawsuit that the Wendy had mentioned about, but if she was to go along with it, saying that against Lifetime, and she said she wants to do business with them continuously, but she was stand to get maybe $20 million, because supposedly when they did that documentary, that she was not able to make her own decisions at the time, and they, so that's what the guardian or conservator is saying in that situation. So I don't know. But good luck. Prayers for Wendy. Free Wendy.
Yeah, for
And then
sure.
we're going to go on to our Roy stuff. Let me find where that is, because them girls was cutting up last week. They was cutting up.
Yes, Kenya twirled on to hell as
Yes.
well.
So everybody was entering the chat.
Mm-hmm.
So they had, Brit in the chat. They had, first it was Kenya, then it was Brit, then Ming Ling got in there. And so let me go over here so I can see it. It says, okay, say what? Brit Edie says Ming Ling allegedly confessed to having explicit pics of her saved to her phone for a rainy day. So it says the internet didn't tell Kenya anything because where is it all over the internet? Ming told me herself in a drunken night at an event in Miami. For a whole hour, she has saved explicit images of me in her phone. Has saved images of me in her phone, saved for a rainy day. Very weird to admit to. She ain't innocent either. Can't help we dated the same people. So it says people, not person. So that means plural, right?
Well.
And so then Ming Lee responds and says, I wasn't drunk. And what I said verbatim was, if I had given those pictures or video to Kenya, it would have been the ones I have in my phone of you at that party. You know exactly where I'm at, what I'm talking about. Those are not on the internet, nor have I ever shared or shown them to anyone. And I've had every phone since 2011. Brit, you're 1 year younger than me. So you were well over age. And this narrative that I'm mad because we dated the same person is complete bullshit or BS. One of my best friends used to be his fiance, which you were cool with before you even dated him. So stop it. I don't have a problem with you. Like I said to your face, I would never leak or share any pictures or video of you, period. You had a past, so what? Just tell everybody I don't know what that is, your hoe got deleted and you're married now. I guess that's what it's supposed to be. FYI. And that image from the video is still on the internet as we speak. Like I said, the internet told your business, not me. Now leave me alone. Okay, that's what Ming Lee had to say. Oh, let me see if there was something else I missed. So then we have Toya talking about it.
Gave Kenya that nude information. No, I'm going to expose that. Everybody needs to know who she is. That was crazy to me. There's a housewife still on the show right now who gave Kenya that nude information. No, I'm going to expose that. Everybody needs.
Okay. And there you have it. What are your thoughts on this whole
I mean, listen, I told you already, for me it's not a debate. It's clear that Kenya probably got the information from Ming Lee. It explains a lot. It explains why Brit had so much fire coming in, why she felt, I think I said it on the last recap or the recap before then, when she was talking about her ring. Like, this is the second ring. This is the second ring. She was, very eager to prove something, and it didn't fit for why, like, why are you trying to prove that you married, and why did it matter that was the second ring? And you know, like, why was that something you were thirsty to press? So, oh, because you have this other life that people know you of, and now, you know what I mean, you turned this new leaf, and you know, you want everybody to see you as a housewife, you know what I mean? So, oh, that's why, you know, and you knew who the connections were, you know. You knew that Ming Lee was friends with Kenya. You knew maybe she was mad that she didn't get picked, you know, to be on the season. Because I think, like, that's the thing, Ming Lee giving me thirsty. And she did put a battery in Kenya's back, because you could see her during that episode kind of looking around, peeking over. She knew something was happening, and it looked like she was looking for it. To me, you know. And again, it's after the fact, because that's what I'm saying. Once all of this information is released, like, it's clear what is going on. And we'll get into more about Brit when we get into the episode for Real Housewives of Atlanta. But that's just it, you know. Yeah, I don't, you know. I don't know that we need to debate if Kenya was wrong. I feel like everybody agrees that she was, you know what I mean? So you know what I mean? Like, where do we go from there? You know what I mean? Like, everybody agrees that she was. So, like, all of the nitpicking about where it came from and this and that, you know, going back and forth, it's on the internet. I would agree with that. Like, how is it on the internet? Why is nobody else able to go find this out? You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's something somebody had privately.
Yeah, she said she scrubbed the internet. You know, that's what she said, the internet. I mean, on the episode. But that's all we got for our weekly recap, because we're going to go over to do our recap of Roa.
Even though this episode was not giving that much, but we're going to get into it.
Yes, because I got to really talk about Brit ass. So, so meet us in about 5 minutes. We're going to end this live stream and go and do our Roa. And we'll talk all housewife things over there, and talk about this. I'm not even gonna call her that lion lady over there, the lion insurance lady.
Right.
So meet us in about 5 minutes. We'll be on a live to do our recap or review.
Also,
yes, please like the video, share, please drop in and comment, please. That way we can get our get more notifications out. And thank you for your time. And like I said, we'll be back in 5 minutes to do our recap for Roa. Thank you and have a great evening.